Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at NDN TV Nigeria. Click on the subscribe button and be the first to get notifications.
Newly sworn-in governors in the Niger Delta have been called upon to brace up for the many development challenges confronting their states. The call follows the recent inauguration of the governors to pilot affairs in accordance with their social contract with those who elected them to power. Correspondent Ekana Miofori tells us more.
With the exception of Edo, Ondo, Imo and Bayelsa states, where governorship elections did not hold on March 18, 2023, the rest 5 states comprising the Niger Delta region have newly inaugurated governors saddled with the responsibility to protect state affairs for the next 4 years. These states include Rivers, Abia, Akwa Ibom, Delta and Cross River, all of which will be governed based on the ideologies of different political parties, namely the All Progressives Congress, People's Democratic Party and Labour Party. As the new governors prepare to hit the ground running, one-time president of the Movement for the Survival of the Ogoni People, MOSOP, Ledu Mite, urges them to focus on the common challenges of unemployment, poverty and insecurity confronting their states.
The task before incoming administrations in the Niger Delta, first is for them to see how they can synergize and do things together. We are contiguous, we have similar problems, although there might be small differences. So there is, for example, Bayelsa and River State. We are so close. So I wouldn't know why the 2 states, for instance, should not be able to do certain common projects. There could be even a small rail line that connects Bayelsa and Rivers. There's no reason why, for example, the Port Harcourt International Airport cannot service most part of the Niger Delta.
As annual unemployment rates released by the National Bureau of Statistics in over 5 years suggest, all producing states in the Niger Delta have the highest number of unemployed persons across Nigeria. Mite enjoins the new state governors to embrace agriculture, which has great prospects for job creation in the Niger Delta.
Now that oil is almost being phased out, I think there is need to now focus on agriculture. It can create jobs for people. It can also make for export, and we get the required foreign exchange.
Underdevelopment in the Niger Delta is largely fueled by infrastructure deficit, as evident in the unmotorable state of several kilometers of road, dilapidated hospitals and schools. To address this challenge, previous governments had initiated projects that are now at various stages of completion. Honorable Promise Nwankwo, a former member of the Rivers State House of Assembly, calls on the new state governors to complete ongoing projects before embarking on new ones.
We end up having series of abandoned projects littered around. For me, I think there is eminent need we build on what the previous administration has left behind and they take it off from there.
While infrastructure deficit is a common problem in the Niger Delta, it is perhaps most telling in Abia State, which has some of the worst roads in the country. Aba, the commercial nerve center of the southeast and south-south geopolitical zones, has been in a state of decadence under successive administrations since 1999. Allen Mogu, a concerned Abian, says newly sworn-in Governor Alex Oti is confronted with a daunting task of liberating what is ironically referred to as God's own state from the throes of underdevelopment.
Cumulatively, Abia has not fared well. A typical example is you can't believe that since 1991 that the government house is still in a rented apartment, even as we speak, on Okpara Avenue in Umuahia. And then look at Aba, that is famed to be the Japan of Africa. You cannot go from Port Harcourt to Aba. You cannot go from Akwa Ibom or Cross River to Aba. There is no road. And so the people's expectation is very high.
Some of the newly inaugurated governors rose to power with the support of their predecessors in office, who may still want to call the shots in the present dispensation. Comrade Barituka Luanye, chairman of Coalition of Rivers Oil and Gas Host Communities, urges the new governors to resist manipulative tendencies of political godfathers and remain focused in the governance of their states.
The overbearing influence of these godfathers makes them lose focus, because even when they had good intentions, they cannot work. But if they are able to be independent-minded as an executive governor who has the sole power and responsibilities to deliver on his core mandate, that means he is ready to serve the people. And when he's ready to serve the people, you try to know what the people want.
With the exception of Ondo, Abia and Imo states, the rest of the Niger Delta already has a common template for economic integration and sustainable development under the BRACE Commission, established by 6 state governors who signed the BRACE Agreement on the 13th of June 2011. The agreement was signed to implement common policies and promote regional economic growth and development of the South-South geopolitical zone. Regrettably, the laudable idea was abandoned due to political differences among the founding governors. Director General of the BRACE Commission, Ambassador Joe Keshi, recalls that at the peak of the governors' political disagreements in 2015, the regional economic integration policy had suffered a major setback.
At the point the crisis of the governors started in 2015, we were already said to be receiving assistance from some donor agencies for the implementation of some of the policies they helped us put together. But when after some years they just saw that nothing was coming from BRACE Commission, no meeting, no this thing, and the new governors were not interested, they abandoned us. I'm just hoping that the next set of governors can help rebuild the confidence and interest in the BRACE Commission. And we stand ready to work with you, in order to develop the state. For the end of the day, we are all going to benefit from a state that is economically developed, that is socially developed, and that can compete globally, because that's the whole essence of the commission.
Under the leadership of former Governor Ifeanyi Okowa of Delta State, who served as chairman of the South-South Governors Forum, meetings were convened in Port Harcourt and Asaba to deliberate on how to restart the BRACE Commission. However, the governors were soon divided by conflicting interests in the politics of 2023 and ended up doing nothing about the BRACE Commission. With the emergence of a new crop of governors, Niger Deltans expect that, unlike their predecessors, they would not sacrifice governance at the altar of politics.
Inside the Niger Delta,